In a few moments, I will sign the North American Free Trade Act into law. NAFTA will tear down trade barriers between our three nations. It will create the world's largest trade zone and create 200,000 jobs in this country by 1995 alone. This agreement exchanges membership rights for China in the WTO for economic opportunities for America in China, for American businesses and American workers.
The agreement we're announcing today includes several important improvements and achieves what I believe trade deals must do. It's a win-win for both our countries. This deal is a win for American workers, for our farmers and ranchers. It will increase exports of American agricultural products. So instead of having a race to the bottom for lower wages and worse working conditions and more abuse of our natural resources, this is a race to the top. It's not just good for our businesses, it's good for our workers.
All right, America, how many of these trade deals have we been fooled by? As each agreement is approved, America continues its spiral downward. Today, we are in a race against the clock. As of November 5th, 2015, President Obama gave official notice to Congress of his intent to enter into the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, or TPP. This is the largest trade deal in U.S. history, covering 40% of the global economy. It is being promoted as a free trade deal that will increase exports between 12 countries. This deal began in 2008, but for the last 7 years was held classified. That means only members of Congress and staffers with security clearance were able to access it behind locked doors. While viewing it, they were not allowed to make copies, take photos, or even carry out handwritten notes. Now that it has been made public, a major selling point is the impact it will have on jobs, food, the environment, and much more. To promote this trade deal, President Obama has stated,
I understand why a lot of people are skeptical of trade deals. Past deals didn't always live up to the hype. That's why, when I took office, we started thinking about how to revamp trade in a way that actually works for American workers. And that's what we've done, with a new trade partnership we're negotiating in the Asia Pacific, home to the world's fastest growing markets. It's the highest standard trade agreement in history. It's got strong provisions for workers and the environment. Provisions that, unlike in past agreements, are actually enforceable. If you want in, you have to meet these standards. If you don't, then you're out. Once you're a part of this partnership, if you violate your responsibilities, there are actual consequences. And because it would include Canada and Mexico, it fixes a lot of what was wrong with NAFTA too.
we constantly hear this partnership has stronger standards and consequences. However, with little transparency, we still do not hear what those standards are or who will be enforcing them. Many don't realize that once the TPP is enacted, oversight will be done through the TPP Commission. So what exactly is that? In Chapter 27, the TPP agreement explains how it will create a new administrative body known as the Commission. As it stands now, this commission would be able to make decisions on anything pertaining to the implementation or operation of the TPP agreement. Its decisions would not be subject to review, let alone reversal, by Congress or any other existing governmental body. If the TPP deal is approved, the Commission would appear to be extremely dangerous to American sovereignty. Until the details of the Commission are clear, America has no clue as to what it is agreeing to. This is not the only area of concern. Chapter 28, Dispute Settlement, creates a new transnational system of investor-state dispute settlement tribunals. Decisions made within this system cannot be reviewed, appealed, or challenged in existing court systems of any TPP member country. That means if we approve the TPP, these new tribunals would take precedence over our court system and any other national court system. The other alarming section is Chapter 9, Investment. According to a leading trade agreement watchdog group, this chapter would elevate individual foreign corporations to equal status with the 12 sovereign governments signing the deal. It would empower foreign firms to privately enforce new foreign investor rights set forth in the pact by directly suing signatory governments in extrajudicial tribunals. Simply put, firms would be able to sue governments in transnational courts to obtain taxpayer compensation for a loss of expected future profits. Imagine how this would benefit certain industries. If these sections aren't scary enough, ask yourself, how can this trade deal truly change the tide for America if the 11 other countries involved are being sold on the same thing? Also, how can this deal be a win-win for everyone? Within every multilateral trade deal, there will always be one or more countries that will lose market share or not be able to compete with cheaper labor. So where do you think America fits into all of this? Better yet, how many congressmen do you think are reading the 5,000 plus pages of government-managed trade regulations and asking the tough questions? For instance, if one of the selling points of the TPP is to supposedly block China, why do the negotiators all state they want China included as a full partner eventually? And why do all proposals for future Asian economic integration include China? With the many uncertainties in this partnership, congressmen should have no problem voting no to this deal. But will they? As of February 4th, 2016, United States Trade Representative Michael Froman signed the Trans-Pacific Partnership on behalf of our nation. If Republican leadership in Congress agrees to help pass it, we can expect a huge push this spring or summer for Congress to vote up or down on the TPP. However, some Republican leaders are saying that the TPP will not be voted on until the lame duck session after the November 2016 elections. Now remember, by a very slim margin, Congress did grant the President Trade Promotion Authority in 2015. This guarantees an up or down vote on the TPP with no amendments being added to it. If every member of Congress that voted for TPA would vote in favor of the TPP, it would pass. Let's not be fooled again. This is in no way a done deal. We can still stop this. Every congressman's vote will matter in the approval or rejection of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. We need to convince enough members of Congress that what is in the TPP is not in the best interests of American citizens. We need to hold them accountable by letting them know that we expect them to protect the interests of their constituents by voting down this deal. This can be done. Talk to members of Congress. Take action by calling on your representative and senators to hold congressional hearings about the contents of the TPP. Then insist that they reject the TPP when it comes up for vote. Remember, this vote can happen anytime in 2016, from as early as May to as late as November, after the 2016 elections. As a concerned American, let your voice be heard. With your help, we can still stop the TPP.